Hey everybody, glad you tuned in. This is Anthony. I'm gonna leave it right there for the moment. The camera don't want to turn like I want it to. My name is Anthony, and I just want to get some of your opinions on things. Um, we all know we got a lot going on right now. We have a lot to talk about. I would not be able to talk about everything here and now, but we have a lot going on in our country. Hold on just a second. Drinking some of this juice. You look like grapefruit juice to you? Ah, that is some good juice. It's not simply because it's juice. Is what I put in it. Now I've been hearing a lot going on, and particularly bothers me when it comes to people that I love and trust. And I thought that some of us grew up with some of the same morals and values that all men, according to the Constitution, are created equal. Now, some people don't like to go back in history to see how much of a lie that has been since the writing of the Constitution. At that time, all men were not considered men. Some were considered property. So of course they were not equal. They were not going to be treated equal under the law. Now, if you don't know where you come from, there's no other way you can understand where you are because of where you come from. And no way in hell you're going to figure out where you're going because you don't even know where you came from. So how can I find out? Google Maps is a good example. If I don't know my spot now and I'm traveling, if I can't put in where I came from to get a direction to where I'm going, how the hell I'm going to know where I'm at? You can push the button on Google Maps to show you exactly where you are. But you don't even know where you're going, and you don't know where you came from. Hold on a second. I'm starting to get upset. That's a good cigarette right there. I didn't mean to blow smoke in your face, but it's a free country, right? No. Freedom isn't free. First of all, let's understand that. A lot of people died under the guise of supposed freedom. If I fight this war, I can be free and not get hung. They fought the war. They joined the military. They fought the war and went overseas to fight the war instead of having the war come here. They went overseas and fought wars. They still do it today. Sign up to go fight a war. And then come back home after the war and still get treated as a lesser citizen. But all men are created equal. Okay? I'm going to get off of that for just a minute because that's what I want to get, equality under the law. But let's say this. Some of you going to relate to it, some of you not. Some of you ain't going to understand nothing. That is a good cigarette. It's my first time trying this. It's not bad. I'll tell you what it is in another video. Make sure I get hooked first before I recommend anybody who smokes to change over. But equality under the law. It was written in the Constitution that all men are created. These truths are self-evident. All men are created equal. But if you were not a man, you were not considered a man, then that didn't apply to you. You're still fighting for that now. You got all these criticisms about Black Lives Matter. 2020. All this, over 100 years we've been doing this. And ain't nothing changed except for the fact that they give you a illusion. They give you an illusion of equality by giving you an illusion that your vote counts. Your vote, that is a good cigarette. Some people are not even allowed to vote because they're convicted felons. They got in this situation of felony conviction erroneously. How many innocent people are in jail? We don't know. How many guilty people on the street? We don't know. But a lot of things happen in our community, in our neighborhoods, in our cities, and our states that are not of what you would call the populace. In other words, everybody ain't doing it. But what you get in the media is the broad, and I understand what we call it broadcasting. They give you this broad cast of something that happened bad. And every company wants to cover it because they get better ratings for covering bad stuff. So you get to hear all the bad stuff. You don't get to hear about the guy who put down his shopping bag to help this lady across the street carry her shopping bag, or this guy who went out of his way as a cab driver and took groceries to a lady's house, the old lady's house. He wasn't supposed to do that. He was supposed to put it down on the curb, but he did that. No coverage came about that. But a shooting occurred, a stabbing occurred. You hear about that almost immediately, and you get it blown out of proportion that black on black crime is the problem. Well, there's a lot of black on black help that doesn't get publicized. You go out there and help somebody right now, today. Go help somebody and see if a news station pulls up, see if a van pulls up and try to catch a video of you reenacting helping this old lady across the street. Something that simple. See if a news crew comes up and says, hey, this guy did good. No, that don't happen. But do some harm to somebody, boom, the news is there. And that's what you hear. Why? Because that sells. That's what people want to see. That's what people want to hear. That's what people will watch. The bad stuff. All policemen are not bad. They're not. I'm a student of criminal justice. Have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I work in the juvenile justice system. In the juvenile justice system, they house juveniles who've done bad things. All juveniles are not bad. But the bad ones are the ones who are locked up. The good ones don't always get praised. You hear one, two scattered out here and there. But what about the one who did good next door because you came? Okay, I'm in a wheelchair. The guy who came across the block over there, he come and asked me, do I need some help? Which I didn't, but he offered. So, yeah, sure, you can help me. Just sit right there for a minute, grab my chair for me, and bring it around on the side, and then put my wheels on, and then just watch me as I get out, hold my chest down. Good deed. No news reporter pulled up. And I didn't call the news station and say, hey, this guy just came and helped me get out my car. And if I did, they would, so what, But if I was trying to get out my car on my own, and on my way out of my car, a guy come up behind me, grabbed me around my neck, and dragged me out of my chair and beat me down, and he took my money, that would make news. And then you got people come out there and say, you see, black on black crime. It's overwhelming. Well, I can't say overwhelming, but black on black crime exists. We are caught in a system that predominantly black people and people of color, which I guess that means black, brown, yellow, stuck in a neighborhood that you can't get out of because of the way the economic system is set up. You can't get a job because you don't have an educational background. So for those of you who have been blessed enough to get an educational background, realize this: everyone does not have that same opportunity. Those who do have the opportunity, everyone does not take advantage of that opportunity. And all of those who do take advantage of that opportunity don't make it through. Everybody is not as smart as you who made it through. Some people actually have issues, and they have to go home, and they have pressures, and they have things they have to deal with at home that distract them from school. Some are born with it, it's biological. Some just go home with it, it's social. But everybody cannot make it the way you did because you had a spoon. Whether that spoon was silver, gold, it might have been bronze. It might have been just painted silver. But you made it. You went through a school because your parents could afford to live comfortably while putting you through a private school. Everybody don't get a chance to go to a private school. Parents ain't got the money. Everybody don't make their scholarship where they had to pay absolutely nothing to go to college. I found something. Excuse me. Readjusting myself. I'll tell you about a wheelchair. Let me get some of this juice. Some good juice. Y'all should try this. I'll give you the name in a link later on. Everybody doesn't get the same opportunities. So does that make you a bad person? Because now you have to get a regular low-paying job just to try to get your hustle on? Does that make you a bad person because you don't make but $20,000 a year? Your counterpart, whether it's black or white, or any other color. Matter of fact, I got another video that I'm going to do about the black-white thing, about calling yourself black. Stop calling ourselves black, and I'm going to be the first one to try to stop calling myself a black man, because I'm not black. That's a negative connotation. Black cat, black, all this stuff. Black everything. You think black is everything is negative on black, including, so I want to hear this, Black Friday. So as a person of African descent, I have a different level of protection under the law. Now, if I commit a crime, you know this thing they say, innocent till proven guilty? Well, let me tell you something. If the policeman have to come because somebody called and said you did something, you guilty. You guilty. You have to go through a court process to prove yourself innocent. Now, you didn't do it. You know you didn't do it. A couple of witnesses I can say you didn't do it. You have to prove yourself innocent. If you were innocent till proven guilty, you would not have to spend the weekend or the 4 or 5 days till you got your bail up in jail. They took your freedom because you were innocent. Now that don't make sense. We're going to lock you up because you're innocent. That doesn't make sense. You're guilty. You're guilty. And you're going somewhere. And you go to jail with us, or you can fight us, or you go to the ambulance. The ambulance, either a police car going to take you off, or the ambulance is going to take you off. If the police car takes you off, you get a chance to fight your case in court. You still may lose, but you get a chance. If you're going to fight the policeman, you can get beat down, and you'll still go to jail in the back of a police car. But you'll get a chance. If it escalates and the policeman feel like, hey, he's running, and they shoot you in the back. I'm not going to call names right now, but we know the recent things that happen. They shoot you in the back. In the back. Now, how would you shoot somebody in the back when they're 10, 15 feet away from you if you thought your life was in danger and you had to shoot them in the back? It makes sense. As a citizen, not as an officer, as a citizen, I challenge you with your superior mentality. I challenge you to shoot someone in the back, regardless of they have beat you down, stole your property, and they are running away right now, and you use deadly force to stop them from stealing your stereo, from stealing a book bag, from stealing your laptop. They beat you. You took a whooping. They stole a knife. They stole anything from you, and you shoot them now as they are running away. I understand your emotion. Anybody who has worked hard for whatever they have has an emotional attachment to someone coming and taking the stuff. Someone breaks in your house and they awaken you, you jump up and start shooting. Well, if they turn around and start running legally, you should stop shooting. You don't believe it, you don't have to. I'm not saying try it. But I'm just going to say to you, if you did and they were running away and you shot them in the back as they were exiting your home, or they'd have exited your home, exited your vehicle, and they're running away, and you open fire and shot them in the back, it would not be a protest. You shot them in the back, you are guilty. All we're asking for is that the law applies to everyone. They say Black Lives Matter, and I agree, because the white lives been mattering. That was when the Constitution was written, and it's been mattering up until yesterday. And since it's late in the evening now, white lives mattered just a little while ago, but Black Lives Matter. And saying what they're saying is that they're really saying Black Lives Matter too. Okay, so if you want to protest against the Black Lives Matter protest, why don't you protest against their title, Black Lives Matter? Protest against that and say it should be Black Lives Matter too. Or you're going to say that we all matter, all our lives matter. Then get up and say that we all matter. Show evidence of all of us being shot in the back, beat down with sticks, put a knee on our neck until we die. Show evidence that all lives matter. We know some lives matter. All we're saying is that ever since the Constitution was written, some lives don't matter as much. And ever since we had the Confederate Army rise up to continue slavery, which some of y'all don't get what the fight was about. They wanted to keep you a slave. The North said, oh, let them go. They're human beings too. That's what the fight was about. And until you get that, you don't understand why some people are still upset about the Confederacy and the flag. You say, why should a statue matter? We say the same thing. Okay, you said, oh, if we erect the statue, why should that matter? We say, if we take down the statue, why should that matter? Show me how you feel. Tell me, brother, how you feel about that. All lives matter. Blacks, too. Black Lives Matter, too. So quit executing us over some minor stuff. Quit executing us over something that could have been handled in court. And if I did something and I'm guilty, handling it in court, you still would have got me off the street. That's what you want. You could have got me off the street. But to kill me,